Hey everyone, how's it going? Five Finger Shuffle back here with another video. And we got our update stuff for this week. So, for those of you that didn't already see this, I'm going to show you really quick and then we'll move into the main event. Um, there is a 3 million download celebration going on. This is the wrong banner. There we go. Alright, so this is what we're going to be getting. Basically, you sign in for 7 days, you get the rewards. 200 energy is supposed to be today, although I haven't got that yet. Tomorrow is supposed to be a Phantasma, then 200 ancient coins, a million gold, 4 summons, a Mullah seed, and this beautiful piece of gear, level 71, HP percent with defense, speed, crit chance, and effectiveness. Beautiful piece of gear. I'm looking forward to using it. I'm going to put it on my Charles. Um, so yeah, and I think there's some other stuff as well. There was like a Facebook event that I don't know much about, but apparently we met the thresholds for whatever that was, and we're supposed to get the rewards from that as well. All right, let's go back in here. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about today because there's the actual patch notes and then there's dev notes as well, which is not normal, but it basically talks about everything they're planning on doing. I have a little bit of a beef with it, so stay tuned. After the patch notes, I will go over that. I have read the patch notes, so we're going to make this relatively quick, mainly because most people already know what's coming. Cermia, they leaked this already on Facebook. They told us what's going to happen. She is actually, first of all, she looks really cool, but she's a warrior. So her thing says that she's a knight. Where'd it go? A hot-headed knight who wields fire, except she's a warrior. So other than the fact that she's a knight, she's a warrior. Her kit looks interesting. Everybody was talking about how they thought she's gonna be super RNG because her thing says that she's a gambler. But here's her skills. Skill 1, attacks with a flaming sword, 55% chance to make the target unhealable. Heal block is relatively rare in this game, so having a skill 1 heal block is kind of nice. You can scale that up to 75% if you want to. We're going to skip over skill 3 for a minute, we'll come back to it. But the ultimate skill, attacks with Blazing Inferno, penetrating defense by 10%. Also, damage can be increased with souls as well. Bringing that back to her second skill, though, once awakened, shoots fire, granting caster increased attack, resetting cooldowns of the ultimate, and granting an extra turn. So, long story short, she can use her ultimate 2 turns in a row. First, so she could do it first turn without an attack buff, and then second turn she could buff herself, reset the cooldown of this, and do it again with the attack buff. That seems incredibly strong. We're gonna have to see what the multipliers are on this. But back-to-back ignore defense skills could be a super pain to deal with. Um, I don't understand why it says has the potential to deal extensive damage. That makes it seem like it was going to be RNG. But it doesn't say 50% chance to ignore defense. It says penetrates defense by 50%. So sounds like it's just going to be a very strong ignore defense skill, um, which means it won't have to have a defense break necessarily. You could just potentially one-shot things, kind of like Luna is already doing. So Border Coin, this is going to be the new artifact that comes with her in her banner. Basically, it's a warrior artifact, and it increases attack on the next turn by 7.5% when using a non-attack skill. This is not, like, this is going to be good on her, but for the most part, this isn't going to be a very good artifact, I don't think. Um, mainly because warriors only have attack skills. Like I don't know, I can't think of any other warriors that have skills that don't attack, except for her. And that's on her second skill. So if she were to use her second skill, like say you start the fight with your second skill and just buff attack with the second skill, this artifact will kick in, boosting attack yet again. So you could potentially get a crazy first turn attack, or you could slow down and whoa, I don't know how I even did that. Or you could slow down and do the first one and wait for the second one, so you could proc it 2 turns in a row. Now there is another artifact in here because basically you can get this one for free. We're gonna get into this a little later in terms of how you're gonna get it, but decreases damage suffered by the caster from an elite or boss monster by 15%, and this can upgrade to 30%. So the main thing that I'm thinking of here is Wyvern, because you could just put your tank in front. Say you're running a Crow, throw your Crow in front, put this artifact on him, and it's just going to decrease the damage on that champion. So if you're using Crozet, if you're using Crow, if you're using Tywin, whoever you're using as a tank on the front line, as long as they're a knight, you can put this on them, and it will greatly decrease the amount of damage taken. And it's for the entire course of the fight, which is nice. But it's going to be something where, like, it's going to be where you want your tank in front. But it's something like Wyvern is perfect because he has to attack that unit, right? Potentially also if you're running it as like a tank in Guild War. So if you're running, say you're facing an all water team and you want to throw it on a fire unit so that you can tank all those hits, you could do that too. Potentially, yeah. Oh man, wrong button. Sorry, we'll go back. I don't understand why this takes so long to load. So kind of nice. We get a new 5-star artifact, and it's basically free. We do have to farm it, kind of like we have in the past. But Cermia and her artifact are going to be on a banner yet again. You guys will have to let me know in the comment section down below if you guys are going to summon for her. I don't know. I might actually. I haven't decided yet. Side story, all or nothing. So the new Cermia side story, we'll have to see how it is. But also in stream, I've been reading the side story to you guys, so you guys can just fly through it. Normally what I do is I fly through it on my main account, put my main account on auto, and then I like narrate the side story during stream. So if you guys want to know what happens in the side story and you don't want to miss out on your own time farming, feel free to jump over onto Twitch tomorrow. It's going to be twitch.tv/fivefingershuffle. The link is down in the description below. But same standard event. Collect coins. This is what you can get. So the thing I was excited about is the Blazing Souls. I mean, the Twisted Fangs and the Ultra Fangs are nice. I know a lot of people are looking for those. But the Blazing Souls, if you guys have ever been stuck trying to farm board 4-9, I believe it is, you know how hard it is to get Blazing Souls. So make sure you grab these 6 Blazing Souls. Really nice. Also the Mullah, the Phantasma as normal, and 3 summons in there. And get your artifact charms as well. The other stuff isn't mandatory, but you can grab it if you want to. And then the normal stuff that you get while you're farming it, just like the reputation rewards. There's going to be 5 leafs, 2 more summons, some silver transmit stones, some sky stones, and the rare catalyst chest. Now here is the challenge. So it's another one of those challenges. You just go in, clear the different difficulties, and after 10 runs, if you haven't already got the drop of the artifact, you can get one for free. So these some screenshots from it. Basically, you got to beat the new hero and Charles. So for normal difficulty, it's 3% drop rate. For hard, 7% drop rate. For hell, it's 20% drop rate. And if you can beat epic hell, it's a 50% drop rate. It is a night exclusive artifact. Could be interesting for putting on Charles, actually. I don't know. Makes me wonder. I mean, you could build Charles maybe potentially with more attack than you normally would, and then put that artifact on him, and it'll stop him. It'll make him still be able to tank. Just an idea. So like I said, clear 10 times on any difficulty, you will get the artifact. Also, if you clear normal, you get 30k gold. If you clear hard, you get 3 transmit stones. And if you clear hell, you will get a gold transmit stone. Also, if you clear epic hell, you actually get the artifact as well. So if you even if you can clear it once, that will get 2 of your artifacts out of the way that you want to farm. As for the other improvements and bug fixes, really there's nothing in here. Standard stuff, Charles is now in regular summons. The shop for the powders refreshes next week. The only other thing I saw that was really of note is that Dingo, the new Blaze Dingo, actually got a small buff. Before it was just grants an extra turn. Now it grants an extra turn, but it also extends the duration of Sacred Power granted to the caster by 1 turn as well. So he gets a small buff. I think people already liked him. I don't know why they're buffing him, but that's about it. They also changed the wording of the new boss, but apparently nothing about the actual boss is changing. Now, into the juicy stuff. So this has nothing to do with what's coming tomorrow. I really wish it did, because let me just get into it first, and then I'll kind of let you guys know how I feel about it. So in these dev notes, we'll discuss the launch of Season 2 Arena, hero rebalancing, and further improvements to hero development. Our intention and hope has always been to encourage players to not only enjoy the process of developing different heroes, but also to feel value from the results. We accordingly made Mullah requirement adjustments and improved equipment farming in the past. However, we still believe there's more room for improvement. We intend to encourage to use a wider variety of heroes for Arena Season 2. As a result, we plan on making further adjustments to the Mullah requirements and streamlining Catalyst farming. Which are both great things. I'm all for it. Along with the start of Arena Season 2 and the aforementioned changes, we expect to see the development of new heroes and new unique team compositions. Because we are still in the process of implementing these improvements, please note there may be changes at the time of the actual update. Here's my issue. Why in the world did you force end Season 1 if you still aren't ready for Season 2? Like, why the long gap in between? Why did you remove the shop? I have so many questions and I don't understand why they just hard ended Season 1 without being even close to ready for Season 2. And now this huge gap in between. Like, it's been weeks and there's no Season 2, there's no end in sight, really no details. Like, give us something to work with here. That's my rant anyway. So, start of Season 2. Epic 7's Arena is a place where, I don't know why they did that, users can use their creativity and accomplishments, can showcase their creativity and accomplishments. We believe the rewards and honor of Arena should reflect the competitiveness and the difficulty of climbing the rankings. However, after reviewing Arena Season 1, we noticed that some aspects of Arena discourage players from continuously participating and ranking up. Therefore, we made changes and added new features to Arena to help mitigate these issues. That's great news. I love it. First, if the player has what it takes, the process and the rewards for ranking up will be improved to offer more gratification. Also, great news. More rewards, it's amazing. What they didn't mention is what's going to happen in Season 2. Are we going to get completely reset to 0? Because I honestly don't know. I want to know what's going to happen. Are we starting where we were? Or is Season 2 we start at 0? If we start at 0, every rank we go up, do we get those rewards all over again? Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but every time you hit a new arena threshold, you got like a certain amount of sky stones every time you hit that threshold. Are we going to get those again, or do we just start at 0 and not get anything? I don't like. Where's the details on all this? I would love to know what's going to happen. Like at least build the excitement by letting us know. In Arena Season 2, players will only be dropped down by 2 leagues after the weekly ranking change. So if you're in Challenger, if you make it all the way up to Challenger 1 and you don't make it into the next league, you're only going to be dropped 2 leagues. So you'll be dropped to Challenger 3 instead of all the way down to Challenger 5, which is kind of nice. Definitely makes it easier to climb up to that next level. You don't have to climb 1,000 points anymore. You can climb like, I don't know, 600 or 800 and only be dropped down a little bit. It's still a big drop, but if you like, it's mainly for people who just missed. Moreover, we intend to update the upper tier matchmaking system so that players will be up against formidable and adequate opponents. Also, you can see some gems here, kind of nice. Little foreshadowing. Furthermore, there will now be win streak bonuses up to 10 wins, and depending on the tier, the bonus will grant additional points and conquest points. With these changes, heirs with enough skill and capability will be able to reach higher tiers easily. Easier. More easily. We'll go with easier. However, there will be a few exceptions to the win streak bonus. For instance, the bonus will only apply to attacks and will not be affected by NPC challenges. That's obviously expected. Players will be able to view their seasonal and weekly win rate and successful defense rate in the arena. This feature will allow players to view their stats and better organize and research team compositions for hero development. So this is kind of cool. It's going to tell you your win rate, your defense rate. What else is in here? I guess that's about it. But still kind of cool, being able to see your defense rate now. And arena information. This is really interesting. So it tells you like where you were, I guess, last week, the weeks before, how your rates were, how you're improving. I like it. I like the idea of more stats. We also can't forget about the unknown slate and the new Arena Season 2 equipment. In Arena Season 2, which we have no idea when it's going to be, players will need an additional form of Arena currency, which is going to be called Glory Crests, I can't read, to purchase the aforementioned items. So, the new unknown slate and arena equipment are not going to be available the way they were before. So now you're going to need these new glory quests in order to purchase those, which leads me to believe that now every time you do arena, your normal arena conquest points are only going to be used to upgrade gear, which is pretty cool. That's great news if that's true. Unfortunately, this isn't coming out tomorrow, so keep that in mind. But really interesting change, and I really like it if that's the case. Hopefully, it's not too hard to get these glory crests, but they will be given at the end of each weekly ranking change, but also can be obtained by regularly participating in Arena. With these crests and conquest points, players will be able to purchase level 88 Season 2 equipment. So they did boost this to be level 88, which is a little kind of exciting. Also, you can buy new frame designs for your rep heroes. Not really sure what that means. I'm guessing it's this. No, these. Okay, that's something else. We'll talk about that in a second. Please note that glory crests will be reset at the end of the season. So if you don't use them, basically you lose them. Also, there will be an honor feature added to Season 2. Players who consistently place in the top 3 of Arena in Season 2 will be placed into the Hall of Fame. Names will be displayed in the Hall of Fame even after the season is over. Not only that, other heirs who place in the highest tiers will also receive exclusive seasonal frames. We plan on improving Arena every season and hope that all of our heirs continue to support and enjoy. All right, hero balancing. So don't get your hopes up. There is no balancing notes in here. It's just talking about the idea of it. But basically, they've been keeping track of which heroes are being used the most for each mode within the game. After careful analysis, we've decided to make improvements to increase effect percentages from awakening for specific heroes. We also plan to balance overpowered healers who severely affect the current meta with no counters. Any hero directly affected by these changes will be available for recall, and players will be able to receive all currencies and materials used for these heroes. Lastly, we plan to improve heroes who haven't been able to be effective and used as intended. So we all know who those units are. It's going to be interesting to see what they do and how many people rage over that. At least the good news is if those overpowered heroes are being nerfed, um, at least you can recall. So there's that. You don't get your time back, but at least you get the resources back. A more detailed account of the hero balances will be posted at a later date. Again, no details. All right. Mullah improvements. So this one's kind of exciting for me. Don't rage until the end because they did. I was ready to be worried about it, and they actually did a good job, I think, of dealing with the way they're going to do this. So, after conducting thorough research on the status of hero development, we believe some obstacles remain. One of the biggest obstacles is the number of Malagoras needed to enhance skills. For example, my Assassin Collie, her second last upgrade on her first skill is 7 Malagoras for 10% damage on her first skill. I was like, really? That's like 2.5 weeks worth just to get 10% extra. So that's kind of what they're talking about. Epic 7 heroes were designed to be potent with the assumption that their skills had been enhanced. However, the number of obtainable Malagoras had been limited, especially the higher levels of skill enhancement required too many Malagoras compared to the increase of the skill effect, which is basically what I was just talking about with Kali. This served as a huge roadblock for attack heroes who required skill enhancements to increase damage and contributed to the stagnant nature of the current meta. Therefore, we plan to make further improvements to the number of Malagoras needed for enhancing skills. We'll post a more detailed account of this improvement at a later date, also not detailed. It drives me crazy when they do this. I love the changes, but why the secrecy? I don't get it. The additional Mulgoras will be so that's where I was like, well, should I keep upgrading stuff? But the additional Mulgoras will be returned to our players after the adjustments have been made. So, for example, if I go and I put those 7 Mulgoras into my collie and then the next day they change it to 4, I will get 3 back. We hope this will allow our players to develop heroes with more ease and make the meta more dynamic. So that's very exciting. Great news. They're making it easier to Malagora everything, and if you already Malagored it, you will be refunded the Malagoras that you spent. That's amazing. I wish there was details instead of just saying soon, but fantastic news. I think everybody's going to be excited about that. Moreover, we plan to make Malagora Go exchange more accessible. Long story short, you used to only be able to get it from the shops, from Hoochie, and from the sketchy guy who used to rip you off for 5 Malagoras. Now you will be able to get it in game, which is kind of cool. So you'll be available to get it from the in-game shop. Also, Hoochie. So if you go into lab every day to see if there's upgrade stones in there, or if you've been looking for the Malagorgos, his charms will now be cheaper. So that's kind of exciting as well. I don't know how much cheaper, but they will be cheaper. Again, that's not tomorrow, but soon. Catalyst improvements. The second obstacle in hero development is the catalyst. Outside of the exchange shop, inside stories, catalyst drops were rare and were often difficult to farm. Personally, again, trying to farm for Assassin Collie, her epic catalysts that you need are those little spiral horn things. I forget what they're called, but they're impossible to get. You can only farm them from board 8. And I've been farming for like a month and I've only got 4 of them. And I need 8 for her awakening and I need 6 more for her skills. So, like, basically, it takes like a year to farm. Therefore, we plan to add a new system, the regional market, where players are guaranteed to obtain catalysts. So this is really exciting. I'm really happy about this. This is interesting. You can get these heavenly stones. I don't really know how this is going to work, and they didn't give us much in terms of details, but it seems like you're going to be able to earn CP, like contribution, and you're going to be able to use that contribution in here. Maybe that's guild contribution? I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. If you're only going to be able to have to farm scenario for it or adventure for it, or if you can get this from guild, or if you can get this from farming hunts, I have no idea. But it's very interesting. I don't know if this is for a catalyst or I mean it says goods. Maybe that's just a placeholder image, but I guess that's the idea. They look like the 4 5-star booklets though, don't they? I would have to look, but I'm pretty sure that's what those are. Severa's Emporiums will expand in each region. Players will be able to exchange contribution in each world difficulty region for the regional catalyst. So that sounds like if I farm board 8, I will get CP specific to that board, which I can then use in the shop. Catalysts are available for exchange. We'll have a weekly limit. With this feature, players will be able to obtain the desired catalyst without farming. So that's kind of cool. Depends on the limit, of course, but it sounds like I can just spam, say, board 8, and then eventually, if I spam it enough and don't get anything, I can just buy it with the CP from there. We will also have additional limited time events planned. For instance, we're working on timed events where players receive additional EXP and gold. We also plan to have timed events where players will be able to equip and unequip gear for free. So I know they mentioned this before, but that sounds like we're going to get basically a laundry day to change our gear for free. It'll probably be like once a month or something like that. It'd be fantastic. I know everybody's been calling that for a long time now. There's also been news of them doing a big collaboration. There's no details on it, but it's happening. And in regards to the southern continent of Rotted Earth, mentioned previously in our side stories, we plan on introducing its new story journals and episode 2 at a later time. Shocking. When the time is right, we'll visit you again with another dev note. So yeah, basically they gave us a bunch of stuff that they're working on and told us that they have no idea when it's going to be released, but it sounds fantastic. I mean, the only thing they didn't really mention that I thought they should have was the energy crisis. But other than that, I'm really hyped about the details. So hopefully you guys are too. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's stretched on probably a little longer than I would have hoped, but hopefully it was worth it. One final thing, I have recorded and finally edited the narration for Chapter 2. I know a lot of people last time when I posted it said they watched it during the patch notes last time. So I'm going to release the narration for Chapter 2 during the downtime of the game tomorrow. So check it out on YouTube. It will be right here. The Chapter 2 narration, and the plan is to release a new chapter every week during the patch. That way you guys have something to do while the patch is being done. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you all next time. Bye for now.